Hey everybody, this your boy JP, and I just want to share some things with you guys. My whole life, or at least for the last few years, at least for my adulthood, I've always had the idea of people, and that it was always, for me, it was always about people over profit. And so maybe one of the biggest hurdles in my life, or as far as business endeavors, maybe I struggled because even though I knew that you can always turn a profit, and of course you got to make money. Of course it's about the bottom line and making money in America. But I've always valued people, and because I believed in people, and because I believed in the mind and the power of what it is, and if we could understand what it actually is really all about, we can actually get to a better place, and we could actually get somewhere. We could actually get to a world, not want to say a utopia, but a less scarier place, a more world where it's a lot less meaner, um, and a little bit more nicer, um, because I guess it's more so about bottom line, and I guess it's about being a shark and not being eaten by the plankton and the fish that's in the ocean. But then people's ideology change when they become the fish. Your ideology of that shark mentality changed when you become the fish, and now you have to basically defend yourself against the shark. And over time, that the ideology and that belief of people of a profit, right? It's been, not gonna lie, it's been draining. Emotionally, it's been draining physically, it's been draining spiritually, it's been draining financially. But I believe in the concept. I believe in the concept though so much that it made me great at fashion. It made me good at technology, and it made me be good at being able to speak to people and having the gifts of gabs, and believing in myself, and believing that I have the face for TV, and that I can do entertainment and offer something to people in the entertainment world, something bigger and greater than what it is today. And not just selling to the highest bidder, or selling yourself because, oh, we're gonna put this amount of money or the X, Y, or Z on the table, and and offer just a better, you know better apps, better technology, uh, you know making the world of technology and fashion and entertainment a lot less scarier, um, because it doesn't cost to do the right thing, and it doesn't hurt to do the right thing. And so I think that's probably maybe one of my biggest hurdles. So, even though I haven't always practiced the best business, haven't done business the right way, I've been around some not great people that, and again, because you are what you eat, you are what you're around, and you are what your entourage is, you become that. And sometimes you don't like what you become, and so you have to regroup, and you have to rechannel everything, and you have to do things a little bit differently. But in the last couple of years, um, going from being homeless, sleeping in my car, going to becoming a first responder, being an EMT graduate, and working on ambulances and driving ambulances, and driving licensed sirens in Indiana, and doing my first licensed sirens call. Even though I was working for a private sector, instead of an actual municipal. And people don't understand that a private sector or municipal is two different worlds, and working for a private sector and a municipal is two different things, because the municipal, you are in one setting, you don't have to go all over the world, or all over the United States, or all over the state. Where with the private sector, you could end up anywhere from Wisconsin to Indiana, Illinois, up northern Illinois, southern Illinois. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different world. And I got to understand the world of people. I got to understand, meeting people on their worst day and, being sick, seeing a 10, 12-year-old tied up to tubes, taking an older elderly person back to the house on hospice, uh, and they could die in your ambulance at any given moment. And you have a DNR, so you can't necessitate them. It hit a little close to home. I've watched my uncle die in front of my eyes and deteriorate. I watched my grandmother die and leave the world. And so my perspective is a little bit different. I require people to think on a grand scale, and not to be one-sided. I'm not a fan of groupies. I'm not a fan of, people playing victim when there's criminals that actually have victims and, actually did something bad to people. And you have people that want to jump the bandwagon and want to be a part of the Me Too movement. That is something that I cannot support, because at the end of the day, it's people that have done bad to people. And there's actually people that have actually had bad done to them. As well as including myself. I've had people hurt me, not on a physical level, no, not on a physical level, but maybe more so on an emotional level. Maybe livelihood. I would say livelihood would be the better word for me to use. And even time I've learned to, through the people in my life, I've learned to forgive. I've learned to still believe in people, but it gets hard every day. Every day it gets harder to still hold on to that concept. Because I built my fashion company, I built my tech company, and my entertainment, and everything that I do as far as my business. I built my business around that idea. And so because I built, because I built everything that I do in life around that idea, it gets harder for me, so in order to not lose hope, I decided to, through the grace of great mentors and people in my life, I was able to come up with Paul Van John, Kill Outside Noise. And Paul Van John is about basically, killing outside noise, do your thing, don't let nobody hold you back, regardless of what people say, how people feel about you. And I wanted to basically build my fashion business, and I wanted to take my fashion clothes, and I wanted to take and go further in the fashion industry, because I do believe that I'm a great designer, not just on just what I do, but also just patterns and everything that I do within the fashion industry itself, and that I believe that I'm capable of doing. I took that and I built that because I wanted to still have hope, and I still wanted to have something to hold on to, and get harder every day, but I wanted to build that, and hopefully be able to build Power Van John to a great scale to where I can take that and implement my DeWitt fashion technology ideas, and being able to take the tech world and take the fashion as far as the fashion tech to a better place. Not only just a better place, but a better world. Speeding up the time on delivery, so where you, as far as same day, but not just same day, but you get that product within the whatever you order as far as fashion, you get that product within the next 30 minutes. You get that product within the next 30 minutes. You get that product within the next 15 minutes, or the next hour. The DeWitt Fashion Technology Delivery Service was about creating a fashion, uh, whether it's shopping online, warehouses, brick and mortar. Um, it was about taking a world of, for as far as tech, taking that delivery time span and taking it from same day or next day, 24 hours, and basically cutting that 24 hour into a 12 to 6 to 12 hour time span, and eventually being able to take that 6 to 12 hour time span, uh, and be able to take it into a 15 to 30 minutes. So basically, Uberizing and taking a different kind of genre, kind of concept of how you shop online, how you try on things, not just on a virtual reality, but kind of more on a real time simulation. Being able to try on clothes, being able to see how things would fit before you get the product, without actually having to actually be at the brick and mortar or the warehouse itself or the just the business itself, and being basically to be able to create a real time visualization of what it would feel, and you still get that same feeling, um, um, on a 3D level, real time simulation, just more something way bigger than what it really was supposed to be, and still also being able to shop, and also, um, being able to, if you had a party to go to, you'll be able to go to that party because you'll get that product. Uh, you will get that product within the next 30 to 15 minutes, and you'll be able to do that. Or if you was at a party or at the club and you broke a heel, and you know what I'm saying, you can order that same shoe, and it'll, better quality, and you can get that heel and at the party, and you have it dropped off to you. All you gotta do is go outside, boom, and now you got the shoe, change the shoe, go to the car, basically put the different shoes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just taking a world of fashion technology and being able to do that for the local market, not just for people who got money, not just for rich people, not just for working class, not just for, but also just people in general, and just taking that market globally and making it an affordable market. So I did jobs, I worked Lyft, became a first responder, and it just, I was working because I wanted to be able to pay for it, and realized that maybe I something, instead of, since I'm good at it, I might as well go to school for it and understand and be a master of my craft and understand and being able to do this, that I could do this, not just on the fashion technology, but also in the gaming world, not also just in the gaming world, but also in the entertainment world, because my mind is in love with people. But it's lonely. It's a lonely world because people, the same love and the same admiration that I have for people, people don't show in return. And so some of the businesses that do believe in the same things that I do, we take them for granted. Sometimes they go into the rabbit hole and they stop caring about the product. They they stop caring about the product, and they become more so in love with the profit. And so they fall more in love with how to make the same product but a cheaper quality. Um, and that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to be. So maybe I am a big conspiracy guy, or maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm not normal, and that's okay. Maybe I am not right in the head because I love to tackle things on all angles. I love to get into the minds of everyone. everyone. Um, the problem is you can't get lost in the sauce when you're doing that. The problem is you got to know when to turn the switch off. And a lot of times people don't know when to turn that switch off. And so, because of my ideologies, because of the things that I believe in, I'm a firm believer in right is right and wrong is wrong. Um, yeah, I don't believe in I'm gonna do unto you because you did to me. No, I never shoot to that level. That's not what Paul Van John is about. That's not what Kill the Outside Noise is about. It's about being you and sticking to who you are. And, even no matter if it gets lonely, if it gets hard, if it gets rough, because believe me, it's lonely. And nigga, journey. As long as you keep pushing and you hold on to your beliefs and you hold on to what you do, and eventually people come around and they try to understand it, or they want to invest in it because you believe in you. Take it from a guy that slept in his car, cold winters, hotels, motels. I'm definitely hard of hearing. I done been through some of the most crazy, imaginable things, and I've seen things as a kid that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, and my worst enemy is me. You just have to keep going. You know, you have to believe in yourself. You know, like, like I believe in me, but it gets hard. But over time, it gets easier because you become a master at believing in yourself. You become a master at your craft, and you know something that I'm trying to do. I don't. Most tech people understand it. Most people with a sense of consciousness and so subconsciousness understand exactly it is what I'm trying to do, or exactly it is what I'm going to do. But believe me, until you're willing to stand alone and be perfectly fine with standing alone, nothing in this world gets better. Nothing in this life gets better until you're willing to sacrifice everything for the greater good. And what sacrifices are you willing to make? You know, you can't get caught up in the social media, which, by the way, is fin to hope y'all ready because social media is in a world of trouble. I tell you that. You have been warned. I tell you that because I love people. I tell you that because I believe in people. If you thought COVID was bad, the attack on social media and what's about to happen, social media is finna be at a grand level and a grand scale I've never seen in my entire life. But it ain't for the greater good. And it won't be for the greater good. The way people are attacking people, the way people are using AI to decimate people, the way social media is using AI to make and create false narratives and illusions and philosophies and ideologies that make absolutely incredibly no goddamn sense. That is what I'm talking about. And if you have not prepared your mind to be perfectly okay with who you are, they're coming for you. They're going to attack and assassinate your character. They're going to say things like your mama probably should have swallowed you. They're going to try to make you out to be the most sick individual because they want to be a groupie or they want to play hero and victim at the same time. And the crazy thing about that is that you cannot play hero and victim at the same time. That is more sick than any a criminal doing something to his victim. Portraying to be a victim of a criminal, of someone that has not done anything to you on a grand scale of what he has done to his victim, is more sick in itself. Those are what I call people that want to seek attention and want to be a groupie and want to do things and get likes and clicks and go viral on social media to make $50, $60 here and there, when Mark Zuckerberg is the one making all the money and you making the bear con. Elon Musk, no, I'm saying Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and the guy that came up with TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram are the only millionaires off of social media. And Black China, and that's because she did OnlyFans. But this whole idea of getting rich off of social media is an illusion. It is not real. It doesn't happen like that. Because you have to understand marketing. You have to understand what it takes to put yourself out there. But a war on social media is coming. I don't know when. I don't know when it's coming. But I hope you're prepared. Because if you are not intact with yourself, you don't know who you are, and you think it's funny, and you think it's a joke, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. And guess what? Y'all gonna be the first ones to suffer. Because you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know what to be able to do without being able to do that. You ain't without being able to crack a joke or being able to do things for clickbait and go viral and post stuff for you to make $50. What happens? Because guess what? Mark Zuckerberg made his money. And when they say he got to give it up, baby, he got to give it up. Because nobody really understands the power structure or what it really is and what power structure is really all about and how this thing is really wrapped up. And I've devoted, and people like me are what we call conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I study facts. I know history. I know history well enough to know that history doesn't repeat itself. History is recreated. History does not repeat itself. It is recreated or it is created. LeBron is doing something that's never been done before. Patrick Mahomes is doing things that's never been done before. Lamar is doing things that's never been done before, accomplishing things and doing things and putting things in the forefront of a world that's that's on a greater grand scale than what we really think it is. It's not about you. It's not about us. It's about the bigger picture. And if you don't understand what the bigger picture and what the greater good really is all about, then you're a lost cause and you're a part of the problem and not part of the solution. But that has been my greatest work of art. And that's how I come up with my greatest work of art. Fashion, tech, TV shows, ideas, creative mindset, because I understand the greater good and what it's really all about. I understand the power structure. The whole shark idea is cool and fine until you become the fish, and now you got to protect yourself against the shark. And you don't want to be eaten. But that is what Paul Van Dunn is about. It's about people. It's about valuing people. Being you and being your unique self unapologetically. Being creative unapologetically. Not giving into what has been shown or portrayed to you unapologetically is who and what I stand for. That is Paul Van Dunn. Kill the outside noise. That is what DeWitt fashion technology is about. That is what my greatest work of art has always been about. And quite frankly, I don't get no better than that. But that's me. That's who I am. And I've been through the worst anybody could possibly imagine, and I'm definitely hard of hearing, and I don't use that as an excuse on why I can't do things, or why I can't beat somebody, or why I can't do this, or that this and X, Y, and Z is about. I don't use that as an excuse. It's a resource. Me being deaf is what makes everything around me incredible and obtainable. No matter if it seems impossible, everything around me is possible. The impossible is possible. The unthinkable is beautiful because it's possible. It makes me aware of everything around me. It makes me, I can see a human being. I can read a human being. That's the beauty of me being deaf and hard of hearing. Not a disability. Never once been a disability. And I could have given up. There's been plenty of times where I wanted to take myself out. Even in the midst of my homelessness. Losing cars, losing a lot of money, losing crib. Having to start from the bottom again, working my way back up. Being hurt by people and screwed by people, and that's why I still believe in people. People over profit matter. Because in the midst of all of that, you can still turn over a profit. It is because of what we've been taught. It's because of what we see and what they portray, we believe it's not possible. But it's possible. Just stay true to yourself. Love yourself most importantly. Vibe with yourself. Be willing to stand alone with yourself. Because nobody can vibe and stand alone with yourself better than you can. It gets lonely. Sure get hard, but I think that over time I've become perfectly okay with standing alone. Honestly, I look damn good doing it. No matter what they say about me, I'm perfectly fine with standing alone because in a corner by myself, standing alone, I control the room. And I can work the room however I pleasantly choose. And if I decide to leave the room, I can. quite frankly, to me, it don't get no better than that. That's me. That's John Paul. That's Paul Van John, killed outside noise. And most importantly, that is DeWitt fashion technology.